I don't feel like this guy can have like a comforting life. Like you do, granted, you are with Sydney Sweeney, but there is no chance with the level of superstar that she is and like going on movies with like Glenn Howe, like she's going to be
Powell.
Whoever. She's going to be attached to the hottest guys that are in movies too. So you have to watch your wife make out, do like sex scenes like in that show she's on HBO
Euphoria.
with her titties flying around in the wind. That would be tough. That would put you through a mental blender.
Today is Tuesday, February 25th, and this is The Rundown. I'm joined by Chaps and White Sox Dave. This year's motto, better brew, better you, fellas. At Stella Blue Coffee, we believe good coffee is one of life's non-negotiables. It's time to stop drinking those boring, tasteless, big coffee beans and turn to Stella Blue. Stella Blue's coffee's delicious roasts are available in cold brew K-Cups, ground and whole bean formats to fit seamlessly into your morning coffee routine. Oh, and every bag sold helps save dogs. We got to meet some of them, so feels pretty personal, these beans. It feels pretty personal.
Exactly right.
Stella Blue is proud to... I'm so bad at this. Stella Blue is proud to have helped save over 1,000 dogs from rescue to adoption. Enjoy Stella Blue Coffee by using QR code on the screen or by visiting StellaBlueCoffee.com and use the promo code RUNDOWN to save 20% off orders of $25 or find them on Amazon for next day delivery. Great purpose, better coffee.
That's exactly right.
You know how it is.
What's your favorite one? What's your favorite roast?
I thought you were going to say dog. Wiener dog is my favorite dog.
Oh, yeah, Dotson. Yeah.
Dachshund, but a long-haired dachshund. You ever seen him?
I was going to go butter cookie coffee is what I was talking about.
The butter cookie is good, too.
Yeah.
Well, there you
I
have
just
it.
like the normal big cat roast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all good. I guess you really can't go
It's
wrong.
like 90% of my liquid diet is Stella Blue.
The coffee here?
Yeah.
Yeah, same here.
How's the diarrhea?
Honestly, I think I'm kind of immune to it at this point.
That is one.
Yeah,
Well, you won't get that. You won't
That's
get
how
that
much
with
Stella Blue I
Blue.
drink.
Wow.
You won't get that with Stella Blue. No diarrhea.
Oh, wow.
That's another slogan they have. Stella Blue. No diarrhea. Amen. Okay.
You all right over there, Chapsy?
Yeah, I'm good.
We're doing
He's
okay.
got the little giggles
He's
this
got
morning.
the
I got the
giggles.
giggles, yeah.
Question for you guys. Were you big on... My show was... I want Tool Time, Home Improvement. That was my
yeah.
big show. Jonathan Taylor Thomas, my guy.
Do you
okay?
remember
He's a
that
smoke.
time on the Chaps and Kate show when we opened the show with 5 minutes of grunting?
Oh yeah, somebody did a
Like from Tool Time?
Yeah. It was like
Somebody
5
went through
minutes
every
straight.
single episode. It's like 14 minutes and 58 seconds.
Yeah.
Every episode and just took out every single Tim Allen grunt and just put it all together. And during COVID, I would take edibles and I would see how long I could watch it without laughing. And I never made it past like minute one.
Yeah.
But anyway.
That's actually a fun game to play with yourself.
It is a
Yeah.
fun
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
It got me through
Take
many
edibles
lonely
and listen
months.
to Tim Allen make grunting noise.
Maybe.
That's
I
awesome.
wonder what my neighbors thought. They're like, what is, there's a Tim Allen grunting again. But anyway, we have another blast from the past show in the news right now, and it's because of some beef. Topanga and Rachel, I believe, was the name of the other lady. I don't quite remember. I remember her character. I read the blog before this. I don't remember her name. All we need
okay.
to know is Topanga is beefing with the former co-host.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch this show?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't. I'm right
Really?
in the wheelhouse for age and everything, and I never watched it. And I have 4 sisters too. It's just weird. So obviously I know who Topanga is and all the characters in the premise of the show, but this is like, I'm sure if like Rico Bosco were on the rundown right now, he would be able to break down the game tape of everything that's going on in this beef.
Well, so it all started because they have a show, Topanga, I think Topanga, Corey, and Sean, they have a show where they go through every single episode and they podcast about it.
Yeah.
They talk about their experience, blah, blah, blah. Also, shout out, we have a close ties here, the Blutman staff.
Yeah,
Mr.
I was gonna
Blutman,
say,
wrote
that's
that show.
right.
Maybe we'll have to we should have called in and got the inside scoop from what he thinks about this.
I was gonna suggest that, but I wanted you guys. I think we should do that.
We should. We
Like,
should give
can
him
we
a
give
ring
him
and
a-
say, what's the inside scoop? I don't know if he's commented on it. But basically, as they go through the episodes, whenever new characters are introduced or whatever, they'll have them on the podcast then to talk about that episode. So they have, am I getting her name right? Rachel?
I think
Whatever her
Rachel.
character was on the show. But she was I remember when she came on the scene, she was a hot patootie. It's been a long time. But she does porn now.
Yeah.
She's a porn lady.
Oh, nice.
And like a hot one, I'll
Yeah,
say, which
like-
is kind of a rarity.
Like anal and stuff.
Yeah, she's
Oh,
a dog.
she's into like.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Does she
yeah.
go with her Boy Meets World name?
I don't know, but she should. I mean, if you're gonna do porn at that
look,
position, she is gorgeous.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, stunning.
she's gorgeous.
I mean,
yeah.
she does kind of got the porn star look about her.
Yeah, no, we're not. I would say heavy on the Botox.
What's the porn star
filler.
look?
Heavy Botox.
She looks kind of porn star.
Yeah, heavy
you,
Botox.
You know what I'm talking about.
I don't think she looks porny.
I think she looks in that exact picture. She looks a little porn starry.
She's a
The
little
lingerie
porny.
one where she's on her knees. Yeah.
Boobs
Okay.
not hard enough.
I don't know. They look pretty hard in that green blouse thing she's wearing.
Anyway,
Hard tits.
what happened was, I guess
They're
a long
perched on a
time
ledge.
ago,
What are you talking about?
Topanga unfollowed Rachel
Right.
on Facebook, and she was like, "What's that all about?" And you guys keep talking about tits. I'll get into.
All right. So
Yeah, I mean,
There was
like
an unfollowing on
gargoyles, right,
Facebook.
perched
They
on
didn't
a
talk
ledge.
for a long time, and then on Girl Meets World, apparently Topanga, according to Rachel, wasn't nice to her, kind of thing, blah blah. So there was all this miscommunication and all this repressed feelings, and then when Rachel came on the podcast with Topanga, they started beefing, and then Rachel was like, "Well, this is going to be good for views." She had a line like "stat blast" or something. This is going to be a stat blast for the podcast, whatever. And it
She's
is.
right.
We're all talking about
Yeah.
it. She's right.
Yeah.
So I guess good for everybody.
putting asses in the seats
Topanga's
now.
like, "I don't have time for this. I'm a grown woman."
well, she asked
Rachel's-
Rachel asked her to be on Girl Meets Girl. Like she wanted to do a video
I
about
bet.
that.
I bet.
girl eats girl.
Yeah, Girl Meets Girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seen that.
So there you have it. They're beefing. They're
Hell
beefing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Good for Rachel.
Fuck yeah.
And,
I mean, Rachel's just got to be jealous, right? Like, because how many times on dog walks have you or someone chose Topanga as the answer? Nobody's picking Rachel.
but they might now.
I didn't even know of her existence prior to reading
Right.
the article, really, because I just never watched the show. So, but obviously Topanga, like she's omnipresent. To
She
this
had
day,
the best
45
hair,
to
still does.
35, I would bet, like childhood, early teens, your wiener first starts to move. Mount Rushmore, she's on it. Sorry.
No, you're right. That's fair. I love. I'm a big fan. Big fan.
Yeah. And realistically, now, Topanga looks exactly the same. Not that hot.
Shut the fuck up. She's so
see.
pretty. I wish
She is
I looked
pretty.
like
She's
that.
pretty, but she's not Mount Rushmore of like your entire life.
She is hot. She is a pretty lady.
She is pretty.
Fuck are
There's a
you?
difference
She's
between
pretty.
hot
Get
and
off my
pretty.
Topanga.
There's a
Shit.
big difference
Hell?
between hot and pretty.
There
Like,
is.
Topanga,
Anne
I'll be
Hathaway.
girl on girl
the
with
porn
you.
star chick is hot.
Yeah, she's hot.
Topanga's pretty.
She is. She's an attractive woman. Yeah, she's like ideal mom at the PTA.
But like, my childhood, I knew I wasn't gay crush was Britney Spears.
yeah,
Like, she didn't age well, obviously. That just happens to people as a
yeah.
whole.
I mean, imagine being told in 1999 that Britney Spears' ass cheeks on the internet are like fully exposed, and no
And you
one
just
really
be like,
care.
Yeah, there they go
Kyle,
again.
Back in the day,
baby.
I would have sprinted home from school.
Downloaded that Kaza or
Yeah.
whatever
Bear
of your
share.
Bear Share, and sprint and let it download during school, and then you hide the file as like White Sox stats 2003 into a different folder.
I would have watched it with like the squiggly rainbows across the screen.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
yeah.
This makes me
The-
nervous.
is that a nipple?
To have two
we got a
Man
things.
nipple?
had to go
Oh,
through
is
to
there a
watch
nipple there?
porn 20 years ago.
Was a
Kate.
lot.
Oh,
Was
it
a lot.
was.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
mean,
how
you
many
had-
family computers did you ruin?
Not many family computers, but I did tape over the last episode of Young and the Restless with Tupac's "How Do You Want It" video, which took place in a brothel.
Okay. Did you like fire it up with the family and all of a sudden it's like Tupac spitting bars or something?
Well, because I was pretty sure if you pause it at one point, you could see a nipple through lingerie, which I think got around some of the censor rules back in the day. You know.
yeah.
Sorry, off
Oh,
track.
it's ingenuity.
Yeah.
I'm actually excited to talk about this one with you guys.
Yeah, because I think we're gonna have very different views. This is Pat. He says hero Panera employee refuses service to woman whose kid won't stop screaming while trying to order.
Brave of the beef to write this too.
Brave, not my beef. Hashtag not my beef. Not all beef. Not all Pat's. So the woman is in a drive-through. Her kid is screaming in the back seat. She's trying to order through the little Panera drive-through speaker, and the guy is like, who can clearly hear her still perfectly fine. He's still talking to her perfectly fine. Is like, you're gonna have to come inside to order. I refuse to service you while your kid is screaming. If you have ever had kids, there's a certain age range where I don't care what you say, unless they're so afraid you're going to like beat the shit out of them or something, your kid's just going to fucking scream when they want to scream.
It's like 1.5 to like 20 years old.
Yeah,
in
it's
my
1.5 to
experience.
20 years old. But like if they're in the car seat in the back, there is nothing you can do. And if they're hungry, which is why she's probably in the fucking Panera line, they're definitely going to be screaming. Kids get hangry on another level, and they don't have a fully developed brain. So once they start melting down, like sometimes there's just like legit no stopping it. I just like
Shut
I'm
your
gonna
fucking
go
kids
off on
up.
but people are like, oh, shut your kid up, blah, blah, blah. Everybody wants us shitting out babies. But then whenever the reality of these babies come to be, everyone's like, this is the
Just
worst.
hide them in
They're
your house for the
worst. Yes,
first
they're
5 or 8
Yeah.
years of their existence. That's fine.
This is part of having kids is like this is what they do. This is what the fuck they do.
Also, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
And like from a mom dad perspective, having your kid go bananas is the absolute worst.
The worst.
But I'm not doing anything beyond the absolute minimum for minimum wage. Like for $10, $15 an hour, I'm not going through it. Like I understand that you're a mom and you're going through all the things, but you don't know what the last person that was just ordering a chocolate chip bagel was treating me like. I'm not going through it either.
That's true, but like clearly in the thing, like he can hear her. He's
this
talking
guy
to
was
her
being
fine.
a dick.
This guy's
She
a
also
fucking
started
douche.
recording like well into the conversation though, so you don't know how crazy those kids were going. I did notice that too. So a few things
That's
about
a
the
good
video.
point.
The calmness in his responses
Yeah.
was so condescending.
Yes.
I would, if I was that mother, I wouldn't be trying to get retweets on social media with it. I would be trying to like reach through that telebox thing
I'd be
and
ramming
strangle
my
him.
minivan through the fucking
Yes,
window.
like like how calm. I'd rather him tell me to fuck myself, like get your fucking
Yeah.
kids out of here, and then I'd yell at him back, and then we'd probably in the end just meet in the middle. Like, hey, you
We
know,
all
like
said some things.
yeah, like can I have my broccoli cheddar bread bowl, please? But
What an insane thing to order in the drive-thru.
a bread bowl.
A broccoli cheddar bread bowl.
I mean, that's the go-to order
Going
at
down the
Panera,
highway,
isn't it?
yeah.
People do love the bread
I'm a
bowls there.
minestrone guy.
I've had situations, especially I like bring it back all the time because it like haunts me. A Christmas flight to Arkansas when my kid was like just under 2, and it was a nightmare, like the kind you see in viral videos where he will not stop screaming. I sweat through 3 layers of clothes. I apologized to everyone. I had all the books, all the toys, all the attention, and nothing I did made a difference. And like I was like, people are gonna fucking murder me. And instead, everybody was extra kind and was like trying to help me and was so. But like, it is annoying as fuck. Like
Yeah.
it's so annoying.
See,
If you're
that's
hungover,
where if
you're
you were
like whatever,
a
but,
good
like,
member of society, you would have just gotten in your car and drove to Arkansas or wherever you were going.
That's true, Dave. You're
Yeah.
right.
Like,
yes,
get in
that's
the car
true.
and drive.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
the people on the plane could have been not poor and got noise canceling headphones.
Either one. Either one.
You
Potato,
know what?
potato.
I will say this: should I ever walk the plank of having children, I do think that like it will be 3. And I'm sure I say this and it's like unavoidable, but
Yeah.
like I won't bring a kid on a plane until they can like get up and piss on their own.
I guess I want my kids to know my parents before my parents die. I guess I want to live
It's a
my life
12-hour
like a
drive
normal.
to Philly from here.
Do you know what that's like with a kid?
And also society exists. Shut the
Crazy.
fuck up. I think that this is, if this is 1988, it's totally different. If you're too poor for Bose Comfort noise canceling headphones, that's not my problem. Stop being
Yeah.
poor, get good headphones, and shut up while my kid screams. Also, I experienced like 2 weeks ago the worst spot for children meltdown that I've ever seen.
Where? 'Cause
The
I've had a few.
fucking Bunny Hills skiing.
Oh,
Like
nightmare
when
fuel.
3 and 4-year-olds are trying to learn how to ski on the bunny hills.
Nightmare.
And they're hot. They're exhausted.
They're uncomfortable
They
in
don't
their
want to do it
snow
after like the
clothes.
second or third time. I saw poles flying, children just being
Yard
like,
sales.
I'm done. Yelling at their parents.
And
If
the
you wanna
parents
see
spend all that
breakdowns,
money. And I've done
Yeah.
getting my kids bundled up in the cold here takes like 45 fucking minutes. And
You're
like
gonna
2 minutes
enjoy
after we get out
this.
the door, it's like, okay, fuck.
Because we
So you know
bundle
what?
them up,
Maybe
they're
keep us out of
probably
Panera. They don't
burning
deserve
us up.
Panera, these little kids.
They're probably hot as shit.
Yeah.
I'm hot as shit.
The
right
kids,
now.
the kids are the trolls. We should be mad at the
They
kids,
are.
not the parents.
They really are the
They
worst.
are.
Yeah. You know what? I wouldn't even take my kid to Panera. I
Yeah.
just do a Factor meal.
That's exactly right.
Ready to optimize your nutrition this year? Factor has chef-made gourmet meals that make eating well easy. They're dietitian approved and ready to eat in 2 minutes so you can fuel right and feel great no matter what life throws at you. Factor arrives fresh and fully prepared, perfect for any active, busy lifestyle. Lose up to 8 pounds in 8 weeks with Factor keto meals. Keto? What are we saying, boys?
It's whatever you want.
I say keto. Is it keto? Do
Keto.
people say keto?
All I know is that. Wait, I'll tell you after the official ad read's done because it says PG-13.
Okay, Factor Keto meals based on randomized controlled clinical trial with Factor Keto. Results will vary depending on diet and exercise. Eat smart with Factor. Get started at factormeals.com/factorpodcast and use code FACTORPODCAST to get 50% off your first box plus free shipping. That's code FACTORPODCAST at factormeals.com/factorpodcast to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box.
Also, click the drinks that you want the drinks.
Oh, the health drink. Yes.
Luke Blutman was out here, Liam's brother.
Yep.
Was drinking the pineapple one. Let me have a little taste.
Delicious.
Unbelievably good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
They know what they're doing over at Factor.
All right.
Dave, this is why we had you on. We've got your official wheelhouse here.
We're back to tits.
Sydney Sweeney. Her and her fiance have postponed their wedding.
Oh, yeah.
Are you both Sweeney heads? You both? I know you are. You're big on
I
Sydney
mean,
Sweeney. You're a fan.
who's not?
Her or Topanga?
I mean,
Sydney Sweeney.
Okay, Sydney Sweeney. Okay.
You know,
Well, I guess she's supposed to be
age
getting
and
married.
time is undefeated.
That's true.
One day we'll be talking about how Sydney Sweeney's busted, right?
Probably. Probably.
I hate you
I'll be
guys.
75 years
Yep.
old and be like, that dumb
That-
bitch.
Oh, man. Fucking hanging by her knees now, fellas.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Fucking dragging on the ground like
Our
a-
long boobs.
Our long
Like an
boobs.
ape's
Shout 'em
knuckles.
out.
You ever been to that Reddit page?
long boobs.
Our long boobs, yeah. It's like the longest tits that look like super hangy
No,
socks.
but I'm
Like
you've
beaver
piqued
tails.
my interest.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're out there.
They look like camelbacks with like nipples as the
Nice.
spouts. Yeah.
Long
Yeah.
boobs, huh?
Anyways, Kate.
Well, anyway, Sydney Sweeney, they have delayed. I think he's a restaurateur or something like that. or
Yeah. He's a nice Chicago man.
He's a Chicago
He is.
man.
Little Italy, not far from here. Literally,
Yeah.
you could walk there from here.
Yes.
Be a little bit of a hike, but you could walk there and from here. I've spoken to him on the phone before. He is an
Hell yeah.
awesome guy.
Why?
In the
How?
brief conversations.
Tell me more.
It was off, but awesome guy. I'll just say that.
Oh shit.
In my brief experience with him, however, he better get the ring on that like as fast as possible.
Well, the ring's on there,
Yeah.
but just not the wedding ring.
Well,
yet. Yeah.
make it like officially legally binding because
You gotta trap.
You cannot.
You gotta
lose that.
trap her in a marriage.
You have to.
gotta
He's
trap
he's
her.
not a famous guy. He's just a
Right.
guy.
Which
you
I
know?
think is in a lot of couples' favors. If one of them's a celebrity, I feel like two celebs never works out. But
But at the
feel like a
same
normie.
time, I don't feel like this guy can have like a comforting life. Like you do. Granted, you are with Sydney Sweeney, but there is no chance with the level of superstar that she is and like going on movies with like Glenn Howe, like she's going to be
Powell.
whoever. She's going to be attached to the hottest guys that are in movies too. So you have to watch your wife make out, do like sex scenes like in that show she's on HBO
Euphoria.
with her titties flying around in the wind. That would be tough. That would put you through a mental blender.
I don't know. I follow porn star Brandy Love on Twitter, and her and her husband have a very loving relationship. They've been together for a long time.
Okay.
So you never know. I'm not saying
I
she's
sta-
doing
I
it, but
stand
I'm
corrected.
saying,
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Brandy Love.
Everybody's
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
or whatever. Now they're saying they postponed the wedding because of work commitments, and everyone's like, oh, blah, 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 like speculating. I feel like that could be totally true because if you land a big role in something, or maybe he's opening a new restaurant here in Chicago. You don't know what he's done. No, okay.
I think she's. And don't you think she's at the status where she can be like, "Hey, let's push it back 2 weeks"?
If it's a big enough production and certain look at Doug, he's shaking his head, he's like, oh, you guys don't know production, you don't know whatever, he's flipping out over here. Yeah, maybe it's the day they blow all the buildings up or something.
Oh,
They've
yeah,
already
you
got
gotta
all
keep
the
that,
bombs
yeah.
ready for the
She got the
scene.
bombs going.
They can't
Yeah,
stop for
that's
her
true.
wedding, you know what I mean? So it's probably a bomb scene or something is why, if you ask my professional opinion. But okay, there you go. Ooh, scale of the week. This has Rico Bosco written all over it. Wedding photographer has allegedly scammed over 30 brides out of more than $100,000.
What? So that's $3,000 a piece. Is that right?
Yeah, that the math serves correct there.
So a $3,000 wedding photographer, I don't feel like that's that much.
I skimmed this article, and the woman who was being quoted in it, I believe Venezio, she talks about how she read, like on Yelp or whatever, how this company like is notorious for not showing up to the weddings like day of and no call, no showing. So I don't know why there's a SI live article on it. To me, it's just you get what you pay for.
Yeah,
like,
you got to go on
play
Yelp.
stupid games and win stupid prizes. But she did. She saw that like other women were, or other couples or whatever weren't, like her services sucked, or she was just no call, no showing. And she still rolled the dice. So like,
I don't feel
what are
like
we
you
talking
can
about?
complain about
Yeah,
that.
you're right. I immediately began to panic, especially because I had already heard stories of her not showing up for brides. I reached out freaking out, and she assured me she would be at my wedding. Yeah, if you read that, and more than one person has said it, you cannot book that lady for you. That's fucking crazy. That's a little crazy.
It's your own. I mean, not your fault, but you fucked up too. You
fucked up.
have fault in the situation. So that's what you get.
Yep.
I also think, well, I guess people love their wedding photos.
Nah, I mean,
I don't-
when's the last time like Cons on Twitter said that it was going by the wayside? I think that ship has sailed. I don't know anyone that has been married that long, like in the last 10 years, that has like a huge wedding binder like your grandparents did. Like I don't. Who does that? Like a bound book?
That's what fucking Instagram's for.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't think most people even like professional photos nearly as much as candids anymore.
Probably.
Well,
not,
that's what you book. Like you can book wedding photographers who just do candids and stuff. Who that's like whatever. That's what it's all about. But well, I know I looked hot at my wedding. It's a shame. It's a shame because you can't cut the guy out because you're in a wedding dress. So it's still awkward.
No,
you know
you
what
can.
I mean?
You can cut out whatever.
Somebody wants to Photoshop a normal dress on me. I got my hair done. I had my makeup done. I got my face beat. You know
Post
what I mean?
the pics,
What is
Kate.
I looked hot as hell.
What did you guys pay for photogs?
Me?
Yeah.
I think I gave my mom like $120.
Okay. So, honestly, can I just pay like one of you guys one day to just come with like one of the Barstool cameras and like here's a couple $100?
Yeah.
Well, I think what my family, like I have a big family and people will get professional wedding photographers, but they always ask, they'll pick like 3 cousins to be like, hey, can you film stuff throughout the event? And it's more fun that way because it's like you get more of the inside baseball on the party and who's the drunkest or whatever. And like, I like that. Homegrown. I was also at a wedding once where this was down in South Carolina. It was my ex's cousin. It was a like old school Catholic mass. And the priest was like, if I see a single cell phone during this ceremony, whatever, like I will stop the service, put your phones away. He was like a fucking dickhead. He also didn't let them kiss at the end, whatever. Neither here nor there. So nobody has their phones out taking any pictures at all. At the end, the photographer got everyone up on the altar for like a big group photo. And I've been at weddings where they do that. They like want everybody in the photo. And so the photographer, she's the only one who's been allowed to take pictures this whole time. She's the only one with photos of the ceremony, of walking down the aisle, all that. She backs up, and it's like a big Southern Catholic church that has an actual baptismal pool in the back with like a fence this high with like filigree and whatever. She's backing up. We all saw it coming, but it was like, she's going to stop. Like, we couldn't comprehend it actually happening. And like, hand to God, swear to God, this really happened. She flipped backwards over the thing into the fucking baptismal pool. Fully, so like camera and everything.
Yeah.
And that was...
Did it ruin all the pictures?
No, I think she was able to save it. But at the moment, in the moment, the bride was like, oh my God.
Oh,
like,
I bet there's the weepies. Like somebody bring out a computer. We need to check this like right now.
Well, the photographer then was sobbing. Like the
She was probably
photographer
horrified.
She was sobbing because she wasn't sure, whatever. And her camera was
That's
still
probably a
fucked.
$5,000 camera.
Her camera
or
was
whatever,
fucked. She had to borrow somebody in the family's like a dress to wear to the, because she still had to do the reception. It was like the most awkward. I remember when she
poor
flipped
lady.
into the thing
God.
up on the altar. I remember like just sinking down into like a ball on
Yeah,
the
you
altar,
have
being like
secondhand embarrassment anyways.
I thought I was gonna like hyperventilate for her. I was like, this is bad. That's really
I
bad.
don't
What just
remember
happened
any
to you?
specifics, but my parents and my parents and my mom's parents for the entirety of my life bitched about how drunk my parents' photog got at their wedding.
Oh no.
I don't remember like what happened or if any incidents. They never went in details, but like it's like a yearly conversation how shit faced the photog was.
But that's kind of fun. I bet they talk about that more than they look at the photos.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
So you need to
Well,
hire
they're
an
divorced
alcoholic
too, so
photographer.
you know it's a big laughing point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a sign. It was a sign.
exactly.
The big thing I see now is wedding painters. That's like the big thing I see on TikTok is people will hire a painter to come to the wedding, and throughout the reception you can walk over and see them painting like the one scene from the wedding or whatever.
Fucking at Disney World, what are they called?
Like a caricature almost,
Yeah.
but it's like of the couple like kissing or for the first time or whatever, and it always kind of looks like a cheap canvas from like Target that you
Caricatures would be fun at weddings.
But that's cool. That
would
one's
be
actually
kinda
cool.
fun at weddings.
That would be fun.
That would be fun. I would like that.
Yeah, like
That would be
instead of
kinda fun,
having
right?
like like if you had a little room that you could put all the people that you care about the most.
And it's the kind where they make you as ugly as
Yeah,
possible,
right,
where they
yeah.
pick out your flaws. I would
Yeah.
love that. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
You want
If
to talk
I was a
about Pound of
caricature
Flesh?
art,
no.
Okay.
He keeps reading these like nerd books, and he wants to talk
I like
about
that.
it.
We haven't done a book report in a while.
Yeah, there's this book where the guy, in order to get out of being tortured, he said he would let him do it, but he has to pick out the actual pound of flesh that he wants to cut off of his body. What would you cut off if you had to give a pound of flesh?
I got plenty of belly gut right here that can just vamoose.
I think I'm going ring fingers.
A pound? How you
That
get
would be nothing.
Yeah,
You
that's
lose your
like-
fingers for like an ounce.
That's not even an ounce, I bet.
How much do you think a finger weighs, Doug? 100 pounds?
At least.
Yeah,
Yeah. No.
not 100. I mean, a pound isn't that much.
Like a pound, like a half-pound burger is a big burger.
That's a pretty big burger.
Cut off my
yeah.
tits, get about 2 ounces.
All right, we can end there.
Yes. All right. That's the rundown. Thanks, guys.
Pound of flesh.
That was fun.
Yeah.